Welcome to this webinar titled Treating Adrenal Dysfunction, including adrenal fatigue and adrenal exhaustion with lifestyle recommendations. So you really want to reduce the unhealthy things or the things that really zap your energy, and these include lack of good quality sleep, alcohol and smoking, junk food and soft drinks, caffeine and stimulants, chronic pain and illness, financial pressures, overworking, being unhappy at work or home, and prescription and recreational drugs. So sleep is really important for everyone, but it's very important when it comes to adrenal dysfunction. So in general, it's ideal to sleep from 9:30 p.m. till 5:30 a.m. I remember when I attended a seminar years ago, it really came up that it's an ideal time because there was a study performed where it was a very controlled study where people ate the same, exercised the same, but all they did was change the hours that they went to bed. And the group that was sleeping from 9:30 till 5:30 lost a significant amount of weight. And it's really those hours before midnight where your body is doing everything it needs to, and it's really restorative, especially the, say, 10 to 2 a.m. at least. So when it comes to adrenal dysfunction, you really want to be getting your 8 to 9 hours of sleep a night, and I know how hard that can be. There was a study performed at the Columbia University where where they found that people who slept less than 7 hours a night were heavier, gained more weight over time, and found it harder to lose the weight. You want to be asleep before you get a second wind. So this can commonly kick in at around 11 p.m. But there was also in that sleep webinar that I attended, they did mention that with traditional Chinese medicine, they find that people do get really sleepy at that 10 p.m. mark. So if you can at least be in bed winding down before then, you're ready to drift off when you get sleepy at 10 p.m. And it's crazy how many times I've really noticed that that's true for myself. If you can, it's advised to sleep in until 8:30 a.m. or even 9 a.m. But I know that's often impossible for people due to their work schedule. But if you do have that option, for some reason the hours between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. are really restorative for people with adrenal exhaustion and adrenal fatigue. If you can't do it on the weekdays, then really try to fit it in on the weekends. And likewise, if you've got small kids like myself and you're both busy parents, take it in turns because you'll probably find that you will be feeling so much better with that sleep in. So the normal stress response is where our body releases cortisol, which is our stress hormone, and it really gives us a kick of energy. So it's commonly released when we wake up in the morning if we're exercising or if we're about to be attacked and we need to run away from a mugger or an animal. So, and what it is it's giving you that kick of energy. But what happens in this day and age is people are often in that stressed environment or stressed response for too long. So, and that's where over time they start to get really depleted in their cortisol because they've used it up. And what can happen is then the cortisol, so usually your cortisol should be high in the morning and then it should taper off as the day goes on so that at night time you can get to sleep. But what can happen with adrenal fatigue is it can actually switch. So your cortisol is low in the morning, and that's when you're really waking unrefreshed, even if you've had a good night's sleep. And for some people, it can actually be high at night. And so that you would recognize that if you were exhausted and just wanted to go to sleep, but you feel tired but wired. So when people can't sleep at night, I often get them to do a pathology test because it's really hard for me to determine whether or not it's high cortisol keeping them awake or if their sleep hormone melatonin is low and that's why they're not getting sleepy. So yeah, it's a really effective test that I get done. And it's important to make sure that you wind down, you turn off your devices and you're sleeping in a dark room. Exercise is really beneficial. It releases endorphins. It's good for the heart health and it's good for our mental health. But it's really important with adrenal dysfunction as well. But you've got to make sure that you're doing it properly. So you want it to be enjoyable, you want to leave feeling great, and you don't want it to be stressful, too intense, or debilitating. If you have to, just start slowly and build up. So, I don't know, if you're like myself and you're used to training at a certain level, it can be really hard when you've needed to take a break because you're getting sick or you're exhausted, and then you go back in and you just want to go straight back into where you left off, and it doesn't always work that way. If you get tired, just take a rest and make sure that you put the exercise to the side for the day if you need to. Likewise, if you're not recovering properly and you're feeling really exhausted from it the next day or even the next day, then make sure that you allow yourself that time to rest and recover. So you want a combination of different exercises. So you've got your aerobic, which builds stamina, and that's your cardio. So it includes your fast walking, stair climb, swim, bike, or body attack class at the gym. Or the anaerobic, which is what builds strength. So that's your weights or your body weight exercises, including push ups, sit ups, and crunches. And then we've got our flexibility to improve range of movement. So that includes yoga, tai chi, stretching, or even a body balance class at the gym. So it's important to take time out and have fun and relax. So this might be going on a beautiful holiday and just really taking time out to recharge your batteries. But I don't mean those holidays where you just go and you drink yourself silly for 10 days straight and then you need a holiday when you get home. What I'm talking about is just resting, relaxing, putting the chores to the side, putting your commitments to the side, and just having some time out. And you don't need to travel anywhere to do that. You can just have a staycation where you just stay in and just put everything to the side and just take that time out. I love getting relaxation massages, but obviously there's different types of massages out there. Don't think that a Thai massage or a deep body massage will be as relaxing as a Swedish massage. So just have a look around and make sure that you speak up and tell the massage therapist if you're wanting a softer or a slower experience. I love nothing more than running a hot bath, pouring some Epsom salts into it, some essential oils, putting some nice relaxing music on, and dimming the lights or lighting some candles. And then I lay in it for at least 20 minutes and I really make sure that I'm absorbing the magnesium from the bath salts, the Epsom salts. Likewise, you can have a spa or you can even visit the hot springs to really just find that time to relax. You can treat yourself to a facial. So people often don't realize just how relaxing a facial can be, but you're getting that face massage and it's just really nice, some time out for yourself. It's important to make sure we're laughing and having a good time and really connecting with our friends and family. We can play with pets and we can also read a book. So do whatever's right for you to relax. What I love about breathing and meditation exercises is that they can be practiced almost anywhere. So you could be in your car, at your desk, in a meeting room, or in your bed. So I love deep belly breathing, and that's where you're taking deep breaths all the way down into your abdomen and getting that fresh air into your lower lungs. And it's that triggers the relaxation response within a few minutes. So the more oxygen, the less tense, short of breath, and anxious you feel. You can also slow down your breathing and just focusing on that exhale and making sure that it's coming out slowly, or you can even count your exhalations, and that's where you count from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on each exhale. Meditation's fantastic, so you really want to try to make some time for it. So at least 4 times a week, and just 5 to 10 minutes a day is all you need. So you can do it in the morning or at night. So a lot of people say that it's better to do it in the morning because you're more because it really sets you up for the day. Or you can do it at night. I like to do it at night because sometimes I really need to wind down from a busy day before I go to sleep, and meditation's a great transition period for that. So, probably the most common meditation is the progressive relaxation, which is a body scan where you either lay down or sit down and really focus on each part of the body. So, you might start off at your toes and then your ankles, knees, hips, and just work along, really breathing to the area and just helping to relax that area. So there's loads of different apps that you can use for your phone. I love using the Smiling Mind app because it's free, but I've used most of these and they're really good. So Headspace, Buddhify, Calm, and Omvana. There was a study performed where participants meditated for 5 to 10 minutes a day, 4 times a week for 6 weeks, and it actually changed their brain neuron pathways. So I just couldn't believe how effective meditation was at really helping with those brain chemicals. I have a lot of people say to me, oh, I'm not very good at meditation. My brain keeps wandering. But that's okay. That's normal. What you want to do is once you've noticed that it's wandered, you just have to bring it straight back. You really want to focus on that breath, and please understand that you do get better over time. So I went and saw a hypnotist once. He was fantastic. And he explained to me, he said, it's kind of like going to the gym. You need to start somewhere and then slowly you build up and it gets easier and better over time. I also love doing gratitude. So this is a great exercise that you can do each night before you go to sleep. And I really challenge you to do this for at least a week. So you want to set aside 15 minutes each morning or night, depending when you want to do it, to remind yourself of what's good in your life. So sometimes it's easy for us to really start focusing on the negatives or really beating yourself up about things. So you want to bring it to your attention, whether it be a person, yourself, or an issue, and then release it of the negatives and just forgive it and move on. So you want to write down 5 things you love about yourself. So you might start with, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm a caring person and genuinely care for the health and well-being of others. Then 5 things you're grateful for outside of you. So for example, I'm so happy and grateful that I have a wonderful supportive partner who cherishes and adores me. And then 5 things you want. So this might be, I want to be happy in a fulfilling job surrounded by wonderful people. And then you want to send love. So this is especially handy if you're having issues with a friend, family member, or work colleague. Excuse me. And what you can do is you can close your eyes and envision yourself hugging that person. So really visualize a white heart between both of your hearts and see the tears streaming from the other person's eyes as you forgive them. And if you really need to be more gentle on yourself, then you might want to visualize yourself hugging yourself as a 2-year-old or a 5-year-old and really cradling them in your arms and telling them how wonderful they are and what a wonderful world we live in. And finally, you want to ask for guidance. So for the strength to do something that's important to you. So give me the strength to complete my exams at an excellent standard or something like that. Then we can also do repeat affirmations or mantras to ourselves in the mirror. And you might not believe it at first, but I really want you to just continue with it. And you're really trying to get that subconscious mind to start believing it. So you want to say something along the lines of, I'm happy, healthy, and wealthy. My body is a temple. I fuel it with clean, nutritious food. I exercise and meditate regularly and sleep soundly. I'm of a strong heart and steel body. I'm vigorous, energetic, and full of vitality. My mind is calm and peaceful. I am 100% healthy and my mind and body are in perfect order. Good health is my birthright. And I bless my body daily and take good care of it. So obviously they need to be suited around you, but these are just examples that I came up with, and just really work out what it is that you want to work on and then just keep repeating those to yourself each day. So that's it. I'll leave it there. Thanks for listening and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.